Hey, how's it going everyone? It must have been lag here. Today we're going to talk about an interesting topic, which is the holiday 2020 launch of games and consoles. Normally this is the best time of the year to get your games. It's when the best games come out. And now we have the new systems coming out, so it should be super interesting with an ocean of things to buy, right? Wrong. Interestingly enough, it seems like a very dry holiday year, and there's a couple of reasons why. Let's take a look at the current games coming out from Tech Radar. We'll start with September, where the only thing noticeable to me is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remastered, as well as NBA 2K21. Not for me, but there's certainly enough people who buy it. Destiny 2 Beyond Light is coming out September 22nd. That's interesting. October gets a little more interesting, where we have things such as Star Wars Squadrons and Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time, both coming out October 2nd, as well as Dirt 5 October 9th, and Watch Dogs Legions October 29th. As far as notable games, maybe the other games coming out this month appeal more to you. I'm just mentioning the notable ones. Now, November is hilarious because it seems like the only game trying to compete with Cyberpunk 2077 coming out November 19th is Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming out November 17th. This month is almost completely barren as nobody wants to compete against Cyberpunk. Ubisoft, you have a pair on you. Now we have a long plethora of games coming out for 2020 that just haven't been announced yet, such as the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC, Apex Legends to the Switch, Godfall, Hellblade 2, Deathloop, Spider-Man, the new Call of Duty, Ghostwire Tokyo, and more. But that's actually a pretty slim number of games coming out. Something that's been shocking, whether it's because of the pandemic or just the way things happen to be going, is that PlayStation and Xbox have yet to reveal their prices. Considering it's the end of August and these are slated to come out in November, it's very odd that we don't have the prices yet. They know the prices. At this point, just say them. There's been plenty of strong leaks that we have the PlayStation 4 without the disc drive at $400, with the disc drive at $500, the Xbox Series S at $300, and the Xbox Series X at $500, but none of those are officially confirmed, as well as you can't pre-order them yet. It's going to be very hard to pre-order. Not only is it normally hard to get these systems in pre-order for the holidays coming up, but because of the pandemic and all the manufacturing issues, it might be a particularly difficult year. Now, the one that's absolutely shocking to me are the way Nintendo is doing things. Nintendo came upon a gold mine due to the way the world has been the past couple of months, and the want and need for Nintendo Switch is absolutely skyrocketed. It is still hard to find a new or used Nintendo Switch right now. The sales for Animal Crossing were an absolute record-smashing hit. Now is the time where people have Nintendo, and coming into this holiday season is the best time. It's the best time to put out your Nintendo first-party exclusives, but there's absolutely nothing on the horizon, and we keep getting these Nintendo Direct Minis that most people don't care for. Being that it's the 35th anniversary for Super Mario, we are still waiting to see that collection come out to the Nintendo Switch that would include Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario 3D World, as well as Super Mario 64 Remastered. I really want them. I know tons of people that would. We see absolutely nothing from Nintendo. Not the ports that we're just talking about right now, and not new games. I have a feeling they're gonna come out strong. It wouldn't make any sense not to. They have the world begging them for games right now. So definitely keep an eye out for upcoming news for Nintendo games, because they have to come out with something big to capitalize off of how many units they've sold recently. Sony is looking very good for Christmas. Not only is the console coming out, but it has a very strong first-party lineup, including Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's pretty much been suggested that Ratchet & Clank will be there for the console launch, if not very close to. And then we have Horizon Forbidden West. Not to mention it was said God of War 2 will be coming in 2022, which it's a long ways away, but we know it's coming. Xbox, on the other hand, I'm not sure what they're gonna do. With the loss of Halo Infinite as the first-party launch game that was supposed to send everything to the stratosphere, they have their console to sell. I'm not sure if it's official that Hellblade's Senua's Saga will be a console launch. I love that game. I preach that game to everybody. There's certain games that just stick with you, that you'll always remember, and then there's other games that fade away into obscurity. Hellblade is a masterpiece. I don't care what anybody says. If you weren't playing it with a headset though, you experienced it completely in the wrong fashion. And then there's The Medium, which is an amazing looking game that seems to capitalize off of the next-gen graphics. So I wouldn't count Xbox out. Between Hellblade and The Medium, there's definitely power coming out of that box this holiday season. Halo is just the game that they've been holding on to and refuse to let go. Has it even been good since it went to 343 instead of Bungie? In my opinion, it has not. They need to stop trying to make Master Chief the Mario of Microsoft. There's other people out there that could do it better. I think we need some new IP. So when you put everything together, it sure seems like PlayStation is going to be quite the demand this year. So if you're planning on getting all of them, maybe go for the Xbox or the Nintendo first. The Sony PlayStation 5 is expected to outsell the Microsoft Xbox Series X 2-1. But I know that Microsoft and the Xbox are going to be doing just fine as they have the Game Pass and xCloud, and the games are going to PC. So they're not so much trying to go up as they're trying to go out, which Sony is not doing. If you want to play a Sony game, you have to buy a Sony system, and that's why that system is gonna be a bitch to find, believe me. While Sony did say they were ramping up the production, about 35% of the consoles coming out to the world, I still don't think it's gonna be enough with the manufacturing going on because of the pandemic. If you have a Switch, great. If you could find a Switch, even better. Nintendo, I just know they're gonna come out with something big before the holiday season. Otherwise, this is the stupidest move in the history of the company. I'm very curious to see how the Xbox Series X sells, as well as whether or not it sells out. Who knows? I don't know how many they planned on manufacturing or what their target goal is. But either way, there you have it, the three companies in three very, very different situations for the holiday 2020 season. And all we know is that November is pretty much emptied out for Cyberpunk unless you're gonna get Valhalla. I've seen a lot of good things about the game. I've seen a lot of bad things about the game. I'm always willing to give Ubisoft another chance because of the things they did with the Siege, where the game was absolute crap and they didn't give up. EA just walked away from Anthem, let's be serious. It's done, it's over. But they could have done that for the Siege, they did not. They stuck with the game, and that's why the Siege is what it is today. I do not have high hopes for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I will reserve my judgments until I play the game. But you know I'm totally going to be playing Cyberpunk first. With all this being said, I also want you to keep an eye out of the companies and how they plan on introducing these 2020 games, knowing that people will be buying them for current-gen consoles, and they'll also be getting next-gen consoles. Places like CD Projekt Red are giving free upgrades to the next-gen hardware, while places like Activision, you'll buy the game for $70 with that $10 investment going into the next-gen upgrade. Some companies are doing the next-gen upgrade for free. Some are charging you for it, so keep that in mind and maybe hold off buying those games or boycott them outright. That's your decision, not mine. All that being said, this is It Must Have Been Lag. Please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy my work. I love talking about this stuff and plan on making so much more content for you to indulge as I enjoy making it. Stay beautiful. Have a good one.